Good morning, Sunday morning. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, my fellow Americans, and everyone else. Welcome back to the Jack Rose Show. It's going to be a relatively quick video today. I'm not planning on doing a whole bunch of them. Apologies. Allergies are really kicking my ass this weekend, and last weekend was rough. Okay, I've got a lot of stuff going on with my actual job that pays bills, and I've got some family issues that have been let's just say we've been dealing with a compounding snowball of family things for about the last month and a half, since the beginning of April. And no, I'm not, getting divorced or, having the wife go through chemo or anything like that, but there are family things going on that do take priority over just about everything except for bringing in a paycheck and, putting food on the table for my wife and kid and myself, coincidentally. So with that said, I haven't had nearly as much time to give to this enterprise as I would like to, and I haven't been able to wedge in as much time as this enterprise would get if it were any kind of primary or secondary income. And it's not. I get $0, big old goose egg for doing this stuff. So, maybe one day that'll change, but I'm not putting any eggs in that basket at this particular point in time. The entire purpose of this video is to explain to you guys what's coming down the pipe, and to ask that everybody who actually gives a damn about these videos, about this channel, and the content that I try to put out there, please be patient. Last weekend, I did a quick video on the Texas constitutional carry issue. Texas to pass constitutional carry, more to follow. That wasn't last weekend. It was weekend before last, 2 weeks ago. I intended to do a deeper video last weekend on that particular topic. I intended to deep dive into the law that was passed, the two laws that were proposed and haven't made it out of House committee yet, much less been passed. It's kind of a triangle. It's a complicated mess of legal spaghetti between the three laws. There's going to be new signage, new regulations, new restrictions, new penalties. Well, not necessarily new penalties, enhanced penalties for certain things, protections to prosecution if you have a license to carry in specific situations, all that kind of stuff. Okay. I got a bug flying around here. It's driving me nuts. So allergies are kicking my ass. I got a bug flying around the office, and we've got a complicated mess of legal spaghetti that is only 1/3 passed. Great. I am a member, this is kind of an aside, I am a member of Texas Law Shield and Firearms Legal Protection. I have memberships with both of these companies. The reason I have memberships with both of these companies is because, one, it's a relatively cheap monthly membership. I think between the two of them, it costs me less than $25 a month to cover both me and my wife. Okay. And to make sure that if we ever have a firearms related incident that requires any kind of legal attention whatsoever, our asses are covered. That's basically the primary purpose. The secondary reason that I have memberships with both of these networks is that at any time I need to, I can reach out to either one of these networks and get specific legal information from attorneys who specialize in that area. And that's valuable. Okay. I've found it valuable as a regular Joe, also as a firearms instructor, also as a guy that worked at an FFL selling guns, also as a guy working in a machine shop who was asked to look into specifics regarding Texas firearm laws, penal code, and all that kind of stuff for the purposes of helping to develop company policy regarding firearms. That list of things is the secondary reason that I have these memberships. And for those things, they are very useful. About a week and a half ago, Texas Law Shield sent out a PDF that was basically a nuts and bolts primer on what to expect and what the law that was passed here in Texas actually means and actually does. All of the privileges, penalties, everything that goes into it. And I wanted to do a deep dive into that last weekend. I didn't have time to get into it. I wanted to do a deep dive into that this weekend. I haven't had time to dig into it as deeply as it deserves to give you guys a real nuts and bolts explanation based off of fact and not mere conjecture. Okay. I still plan to do it. So this is the whole please be patient, bear with me part. Possibly next weekend I'll be able to record and post that video. It's going to require a little bit of editing. It's actually going to be more of a process than what goes into these videos typically, because I don't want it to just be a regular guy reads boring shit style uh, throwaway kind of thing. Nobody seems to like that very much, and I don't particularly enjoy doing them. I would much rather have something that has a little bit more value to it, and just be able to provide a resource to people so that they actually know what's going on and what to expect. This video's getting on in minutes, and I want to go ahead and wrap it up. So again, please bear with me. Please be patient. Yes, there are other topics that I'd love to dive into, but once again, the allergies are kicking my ass. I don't have the lack of distraction to be able to really focus in on anything today. And I've got some other things that I need to get done. So I've already spent more time trying to put together this less than 10-minute video than I probably needed to, because I keep having to start over because allergies are kicking my ass. Nuts and bolts at this point of Texas constitutional carry boils down like this. It's not going to be gun apocalypse. There's not going to be blood in the fucking streets over this. It's not going to be war zone territory. Over 20 other states passed constitutional carry provisions before Texas. What happened in those states? Not what everybody's fucking predicting. That's what happened in those states. Okay. This whole, oh, it's going to be so much more dangerous. Oh, it's going to be this. Oh, it's going to be that. Stop it. You're selling bullshit and fear. Just fucking stop it, because it's not. Okay. Look at New Mexico. Look at Arizona. Look at any of these other states that have passed constitutional carry provisions. What do they look like? Not really a whole lot different than what they did before they passed them. One, and we haven't exactly seen dramatic spikes in violent crime in those areas. And if we had, somebody would be able to provide them as evidence of this whole blood in the streets rhetoric. You can't, because it doesn't fucking exist. Okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, this isn't just, we're going to let anybody and everybody, no matter who they are, walk around with a gun without any kind of background check, license, or training. Licenses are still going to be a thing. They're still going to exist. That's actually part of the trifecta of laws. Okay? Licenses are still going to be a thing, and they're still going to exist. And in some situations, that license actually kind of creates a protected class. More on that when I get deeper into the particular topic. However, the whole no background check, well, you got to get a fucking background check to buy the gun anyway, unless you're buying it from a private party. There is no fucking loophole. If the private seller has any reason to believe that they may be selling to a prohibited person, they are in fact committing a felony. So if they're not taking your ass to an FFL and exchanging the gun through the FFL, which would require a fucking background check on your ass, and they think you may be a prohibited person, they're committing a fucking felony anyway. And it's been that way forever. That's not new. Okay? That's not fucking new. Either you're legally allowed to possess a gun and you should legally be allowed to carry it, or you're not legally allowed to possess a gun, and if you try to buy one, it's a felony. If somebody sells one to you, it's a felony. If you try to skirt the background check process to buy one, it's a fucking felony. Yes, because you're a prohibited person. There's no goddamn loophole. All right? Some people just don't understand what the hell a loophole actually is. Anyway, at the end of the day, legal, law-abiding citizens who are allowed to own firearms will be allowed to carry them. If you're a prohibited person, the penalties get steeper. That's it. That's the extremely TLDR short version, vastly oversimplified of what's going on with these laws. I will grant it's vastly oversimplified. However, that's the nuts and bolts of it. Okay. If you're legally allowed to own a gun, you'll legally be allowed to carry a gun in specific situations, in specific places. It's not anywhere, everywhere, at any time. It's not, you can get a gun and carry it without any background check whatsoever, even if you're a criminal. That's bullshit, okay? And whoever's telling you that, they're fucking lying to you, all right? There are regulations. This whole Texas is getting rid of one of its last gun regulations. If you're saying that, if you're hearing that, if you believe that, you have no idea what kind of fucking rules are on the books in the state of Texas. Because there is literally a handbook over an inch thick of all of the gun laws and regulations that are in effect and enforced in the state of Texas every single fucking year. Okay. Don't give me that there's lax gun laws bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. I've had to use those books as resources. I've had to source these laws. It's bullshit. And I get really fucking angry when people go spouting that crap. Okay? Just because you don't know what the fucking rules are doesn't mean they don't exist. It means you're ignorant, and if you're breaking one of those rules, you being ignorant does not fucking excuse you. So when somebody like me comes along who has sold firearms for a living, has taught people firearms safety for a living, has run a fucking gun range, and I'm coming to you going, no, that's bullshit. There actually are restrictions on that. There are actually regulations about that. Oh, well, what about this other thing? Yeah, that's legally not a fucking permissible thing. Maybe you ought to fucking listen. And if you don't want to believe me, okay, fine. Ask the state of Texas. Ask the actual government of Texas. Go fucking look it up. And in a lot of cases, it's not even Texas. It's the ATF or the FBI. Okay? Go ask them. Now, I do want to do another video next weekend. I wanted to get into it today. It's going to be a longer video. Kind of the W's and L's for the Second Amendment nationally and specifically in the state of Texas that we've seen so far this year, and kind of possibly what I expect to see coming down the pipe. But I don't want to get too far into that because a lot of that is actually conjecture. So I do want to do that contrast and comparison video, the W's and L's that we've seen so far, because we've seen judges toss out, decades old bullshit laws. We've seen the ATF step in and drop bullshit rules. And, there's a term, I think it's ex post facto. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's ex post facto. and I'm pretty sure it's fucking unconstitutional. And the fact that ATF is basically creating law by fiat and, you know, potentially turning thousands of Americans into felons almost overnight by just whim, fucking tyrannical decision from unelected bureaucrats. Yeah, dude, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. So I do want to do that video. That's probably going to be next weekend also. It's going to take a little bit more preparation, just like the actual constitutional carry law video. So again, guys, please be patient. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you like this video, little thumbs up. If you didn't like it, little thumbs down. Either way, if you feel like it, let me know down in the comments section why you gave me a little thumbs up or a little thumbs down or didn't fucking bother. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it if it seems to be helpful, or if you just want to fucking make fun of me. I don't give a shit. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I do read all the comments. I may or may not respond to them. It is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful in some way. I can't imagine what that might have been, but I hope it was. And I'd love to have you guys see me next weekend going a little bit deeper into this stuff. So, you know, I won't see you. Perhaps you'll see me. And in the meantime, have a good one.